Good morning, everyone. My name is Maria Quiroz. I'm with the Small Business Development Department. I'm the interim manager. Thank you all for being here this morning. On behalf of the San Diego County Regional Airport Authority, it is my pleasure to welcome you today to our second virtual Veteran Appreciation Panel. The Airport Authority is proud to partner with veteran-owned small businesses in the region to provide economic opportunities. These partnerships generate economic benefits for the entire community. Today's program will provide information about new opportunities and programs for veteran businesses. Hear from many industry experts, and most importantly, explore how we can work together to boost San Diego's region economy, particularly in the COVID-19 time. As many as you know, the Airport Authority Small Business Development Department works hard to ensure that underrepresented businesses have every opportunity to do business with the airport. This includes not only veteran-owned businesses, but also local, small, historically underutilized, and emerging businesses. We know that navigating the competitive bidding process for large government bureaucracy can be daunting. That's why we've developed programs that help prepare businesses for applying for opportunities at the airport when they arise. There's no doubt that veteran-owned businesses have been instrumental in the success of the airport. The Airport Authority's board and staff are committed to believe that everyone can benefit from being a part of the work that we provide. Our strategy is to build relationships, encourage dialogue and participation, and provide educational opportunities. Because at the Airport Authority, we firmly believe that veteran-owned businesses are part of the backbone of our economy. On behalf of the San Diego Regional County Airport Authority, thank you, not only for your service to our country, but for your willingness to be part of the service that San Diego International Airport provides to the region. And now back to Christine.
Thank you, Maria. Good morning, everyone. My name is Christine Pham, and I will be your panel moderator today. We want the panel to be as interactive as possible. Therefore, if you have any questions throughout the panel, please use the chat box below for comments, but there is a Q&A icon if you'll notice. Please go ahead and use that to submit your questions. We'll do our best to address those. McKenna D'Artes will be monitoring that box, and we'll be doing our best to answer those questions in the time frame of this panel. Let's go ahead and get started. We have an excellent diverse lineup of panelists that are representatives from the San Diego Airport, prime contractors, veteran small businesses, veteran network and organizations. Our panelists will be sharing insights helpful for veteran businesses about opportunities, certifications, benefits of joining veteran organizations, and so much more. First panelists up this morning, we have Deanna Andrews and Brad Kirsch from Sun. Welcome, Deanna and Brad.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for having us. We're excited to be here today.
Yep.
Great. So what type of projects is Sun delivering in San Diego and across the country that may be of interest to veteran business attendees?
Well, Deanna, maybe I'll start and you could jump in if I miss anything. Here in San Diego, we're delivering quite a wide variety of projects. We're working currently with the San Diego International Airport on the Airport Administration Building. We are delivering several projects for San Diego Unified School District, working for Southwest Community College, and pursuing work with universities, community colleges, and schools throughout the area. Throughout California, we do much the same. We focus mainly on higher education and educational facilities. and aviation. We are also involved in several pursuits for private entities in the commercial construction area. We do have a few other divisions other than our building group. We have an industrial group, a concrete division, and a transportation group as well that does work throughout the Southwest United States.
Thank you, Brad. And do firms have to have or have to be a signatory to a specific union to work with SUNT?
They do not. While some of our projects do fall under a PLA, we are not a union-only contractor. We look both at open shops and union contractors alike when we're considering subcontractors for our work.
However, let me jump in a second. However, our contractors will, on those PLA projects and the projects that do have union requirements from the owners, the subcontractors will have to do certain requirements and paperwork requirements and
Correct.
Follow the PLA requirements.
Well, thank you, Deanna, for that information. And what are the certifications that SUNT is looking for on your upcoming projects?
We're looking for all type of XBE, and I say XBE because you fill in the X with whether it's a small business, minority business, a woman-owned business, veteran or disabled veteran. We're looking for all certifications for our different projects. But basically subcontractors should partner with us in making our projects successful. Specifically here on the San Diego Airport Administration Building, the project that we're going to be breaking ground on in the next few months, we are looking for small and veteran businesses to help us. Although we track all XBE, not requirements, but we track all XBE to figure out what we've been able to engage within the marketplace or who we've been able to engage in the marketplace. But on the admin building project, those are the two specific areas that we are allowed to track.
I'm going to jump in now. We're also on the admin building, very important that we're also looking for local businesses as well. And we try and focus on that where our projects are located because we really want to impact the local community and help them be a part of what's going on around them. But also, Brad mentioned about the certifications, and we could go on forever, the alphabet soup of certifications. We look for all of them because each owner, each client is looking for something different. And so it's better that you go after all federal, state, local, self-certification, any kind of certification that you can get. We want to track in our database. So if you're a vendor, supplier, in any form type of company that you are, you get into our database, you want to make sure you have all of your certifications in there because we do filter by that when we're looking for networking opportunities with other contractors, as well as opportunities to invite you to events and so forth. So one that Brad didn't mention that some might think is not really a certification, but it is the CBE, Community Business Enterprise, which is with the LA County. So we do have a project where we're going to be looking for those type of certifications. You wouldn't typically think that that was a certification because it's not an SB or DB or any of those, but we are looking for it. So that's just an example of how many different types of certifications we look for. Sorry.
That's great to see that there are a lot of options, and just to inform all the businesses to take a look and consider certifying in all those that they may qualify for. And what kind of advice would you want to give to a small and diverse firm to work with SUNT?
I would say that, introduce yourself to us early through one of these networking events or through email or coming to visit with us. The reality is that we need to understand specifically what you deliver, what service or discipline you're able to deliver to help help facilitate the construction of our projects. And so, sometimes it's very clear what services provider provides. Sometimes it's a little bit unclear, and it takes us diving a little bit deeper to understand where you could plug in and how you may be able to benefit the different construction work that we're delivering. Then beyond that, I would say, the next step is to get pre-qualified with Sun. If you're in our database, or if we plan to be able to use you for a project, you do need to be pre-qualified within our database, so that we are able to reach out to you for pricing of a project, but ultimately to be able to issue a subcontract as well.
And I'm going to jump in again. Thank you. Sorry, Brad and I are tag teaming here. Please note that there are exceptions to doing a pre-qualification. So the full pre-qualification actually requires financials and so forth in various pieces that a regular vendor, supplier, rental company, there's all kinds of exceptions there that wouldn't normally have to provide that information, but we still want you to get into our database. You just kind of go in a different door, which is called vendor registration. So to work with us with small businesses, if you're a vendor or supplier, and let me give you an example, like you sell electrical fixtures, right? Lighting fixtures or so forth. We don't typically buy that. That would be our subcontractor, like Neil, who's on the line, who would buy that. And so what we would do, and why we want you in the database, if you supply those type of things, is not necessarily for us to provide you with a bid opportunity, but for us to provide you with a networking or teaming opportunity with our larger subcontractors like Neil, who does a great job at that. And that's what we look to do, is to network you if you're not a direct subcontractor that could bid on a package. We want to be able to do that. And to do that, you need to be in our database.
Great tips to our businesses out there. At this time, I want to ask McKenna if there are any questions submitted for Deanna and Brad.
Yes, I have one question. Are there any information technology contracts set aside for DVBEs?
If I'm assuming that's on the subcontractor side. We already have a consultant involved in design for our IT and special systems, but we will be putting out some packages here early next year, first quarter next year, focused on bringing on subcontractors to help us install some of the special systems. So it's not necessarily a set aside, but there will be goals and requirements within each of the packages to obtain both small business and veteran participation.
Okay, our next question we have, how do we get an official introduction, and what is the email address to start the process? Secondly, please speak to technology integration and projects.
Deanna, do you want to take the first part?
Can you repeat that question? I'm not sure I followed it. How do they get in touch with us? Is that it?
How do we get an official introduction, and what is the email address to start the process? And then they asked to speak about the technology integration and projects.
Okay, yeah. Well, for example, if you look at the slide right now, there's the website there for Sun, and that's where you would go to get pre-qualified or to register as a vendor. But also we have a specific San Diego Airport website, and on that we have the teams that are involved with that project, their names and their email addresses listed there. So you can contact people through that, as well as I'm surprised our email isn't on there, but maybe Christine can put mine out there and just reach out to me. And then once I find out what it is you do, what you supply and so forth, I'll direct you to the right person or right organization. Hopefully that answers it.
Well, the second part of the question in regards to technology integration, we as a commercial contractor are always trying to incorporate new technology in the way we deliver projects. Some of that is done at a corporate level, at an enterprise level. So, In some cases, our IT department will invest in a larger program or system that is then rolled out to the entire company. In some cases, it's done at a specific project level to meet the needs of our project, or to try to, a new technology that we believe may enhance the way we're able to do business. So it's done at both cases, but we are often trying to incorporate new technology into our projects and the way we deliver.
Okay, our next question. Do you have any educational programs to help minority vendors?
Dan, I'll let you answer that. We've had, programs in the past, and we just got done with a networking event as well. So maybe you could talk to what we've been able to do.
Well, we do have a lot of networking events. We have had some workshops. They are project specific. We also have a lot of people on our projects that are there to support the small business community and helping them. For instance, when we have the PLA on the new San Diego Airport administration building, there will be a PLA. So there will be some assistance that will be needed, and we have great team members that can help with that. Our goal is to have more workshops on each project, as well as overall with SUNT. We're working on having that happen, but honestly, one-on-one, I think, is more successful, and all of our people are ready to help with that.
It's always more appropriate when you receive training that is directly applicable at the time that you need it. If we train you too far in advance, you're going to forget what you need to know by the time it's needed. So that's why we try to do it project-based.
Okay, our next question. Can a California DGS certified small business based in San Francisco and also certified by the city of San Francisco allow to bid and supply products and services to SUNT?
I would say absolutely. We do work throughout the state of California. In addition to our San Diego office, we have a Sacramento office that focuses on everything, including the Bay Area, really everything north of San Luis Obispo. We have another office based in Irvine that focuses on LA and Orange County areas. So yeah, there are opportunities. Now, would a San Francisco business be able to benefit us here in San Diego? Possibly. But it also depends on our particular program out here at the airport. We also have a focus, like Deanna mentioned earlier, on local. So while you might be able to benefit from being a small business, in some cases you may not get the points for being local, and then that would be obviously not help the pursuit. So, but throughout the California, we have plenty of opportunities for engagement.
And that's it, Christine.
Thank you so much, Deanna and Brad, for your time today and sharing all the information. If you have any follow-up questions, we've included Deanna Andrews' email address in the chat box. So please jot that down and contact her. She will be glad to help you out and provide you all of the beneficial information to work with them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next up, I'd like to introduce Maria Quiros to the spotlight. Maria is the interim manager of our Small Business Development Department. And Maria, can you share with us whether or not the airport has any goals for certified veterans?
Yes, we do. The airport, we have a policy 5.12, which allows bidders to get preference points in the following categories. Small business can obtain up to 3%, local 2%, and service disabled and veteran-owned small businesses 2%, for a total of 7% preference points on your solicitations. Firms must be certified by the due date of the closing of the solicitation. Every project will have a different goal depending on the trades and companies available for each specific trades. However, the veteran, we have a 3% goal for projects which subcontracting opportunities that can be quantified by the prime at the time of the bid.
Great. And the airport has aspirational goals for typically large projects such as the upcoming new Terminal 1 and even large on-call professional service contracts. Can you elaborate on the value of being certified as a veteran-owned small business or service-disabled veteran-owned small business?
Yes, so our larger projects have goals for small business, local business, and veteran disabled / veteran-owned small businesses. It is important for our business to get businesses to get certified as soon as possible. Being certified as an SDVOSB or VOSB in advance may give them a competitive advantage. And so it's very important for you to obtain those certifications.
Okay, and if there is a new business that wants to learn about the opportunities and be on the list to get those emails and notices, what can they do? Can you give us some information on that?
Yes, so all our solicitations are posted in Planet Bids. So we utilize Planet Bids to advertise our solicitations. And please go to www.san.org/business and register as a vendor. And that way you'll be able to be notified of the upcoming opportunities. Here, you could also apply for your local business certification. If your firm is located in the county of San Diego and you meet our requirements, our LBE certification, you could apply for your LBE certification here. It's very, one thing that I do want to point out to you on this local business certification is that it only applies to work at the airport. Don't forget, you would need to be certified as an LBE to obtain your preference points from that I mentioned on our policy 5.12. So your certification, you would need to be certified before the due date of your bid.
Good to know those timelines. And McKenna, can you let us know if there are any questions at this time for Maria?
We will put Maria's contact information in the chat box. And there's nothing right now.
Okay.
And we'll put the website in the chat box as well.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Up next, I'd like to introduce to the spotlight Marlin Blue from Bse Security.
Uh-oh. Hello.
Hi, Marlin.
Can you see me?
No, not this time, but no worries if you can't turn on your camera.
Well, I tried to press the button that says you can't start your video because the host has to. Okay.
There we go.
Hello, everybody.
There you are. Great to see you. Can you tell us a little about yourself and how you started your business, Marlin?
Yeah, so my name is Marlin Blue, and I'm the owner of Bse Security Service. I'm 100% service disabled veteran-owned business, and I'm very happy to be here. And I can tell all the other vets that all you have to do is keep trying.
Thanks, Marlin. And can you share with everyone how did you secure your first government public agency contract?
Yes, so I attended all or majority of all the events that happen. Now that it's COVID, I highly recommend just making sure you can jump online and attend these events that they have online, and make sure you find out who the veterans a resource for that entity or company that's going to be the prime contractor for either the airport or wherever you're going to go. And then just make sure you continue to follow up with them.
And what kind of training and resources can veteran business owners look for that can be helpful for them?
So there's a lot of resources And I'll tell you the ones that I actually worked with when I started out. I went through the SBA, I went through the SCORE program, and that's how it led me to Turner School of Construction, which I attended that and learned a lot from that class. And then from that next step, I was able to find out all the processes to be able to bid on contracts at the airport.
That's wonderful that you put in all that time to attend that construction management course and having all those certifications to help you gain those contracts. And what else would you attribute your success to?
Well, I'll definitely say to your team, as far as getting my certifications, it's very important as a veteran-owned small business to get that full alphabet, if you can, on your signature block, because it will help you bidding on those contracts, believe it or not. With the airport, it's very detailed, but I'm telling you, as a person myself, it took me 9 months to do it, but I'm very happy for the end results of taking 9 months to get that certification. And all you have to do is follow the directions from Maria and Christine to tell you exactly what you need to do from the documents and then submit them. Don't waste time when they ask you to turn in those documents. I know.
And that 9-month certification, that was specifically for the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise certification. So I'm glad that you're able to make those efforts over the 9 months, regardless of it being that long, it's okay, but it did attribute to your success. So great job on that. And if you had
Don't forget the LBE cert too. I have to pitch that one in too.
LBE, for everyone that's new to that term, it is Local Business Enterprise Certification, and that is a certification that the San Diego International Airport has an in-house local business certification that we process. So that is something that can be done on the vendor portal at san.org/business. And Marlin, one last question I have for you. If you had one piece of advice to share to our veteran business community, or even the new entrepreneurs and those that are starting out, what would that be exactly?
Get your certifications and don't stop. Just continue to find whoever the point of contact is for that prime, reach out to them and find out, will they need those your services, and make sure you do it on a daily basis. You're in the military, you know, you constantly ask, when can I go home? When can I go home? Well, hey, change that when can I go home to every month, contact that vet rep from that prime and say, hey, do you need any services or need any of my services?
That's great advice. So be relentless, don't give up hope, and continue building those relationships and making time to meet others and get certified. Thank you, Marlin. And
Thank you.
Oh, of course, but we'll see if you have any questions for you too, McKenna.
No questions at this time, Christine.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Marlin, for sharing all that great information to our veteran businesses.
Thank you.
Next up to the spotlight, I'd like to introduce Joe Rubio. He will be representing and sharing information on the U.S. Veteran Business Alliance. Good morning, Joe.
Christine, how are you?
I'm great.
Excellent.
Thank you for being here. Can you tell us about who is the USVBA?
Sure. So the U.S. Veteran Business Alliance is a nonprofit organization, national across the 50 states. Basically, we provide a nexus between the veteran businesses and partners and or agencies that could be clients, and a platform where we can all network and somewhat of an education approach. So that's the basis of the national mantra. But then here locally in San Diego, our San Diego Post is extremely active when it comes down to networking. We believe that the networking component of our post is really what differentiates us from other posts.
Wonderful. And who should join the USVBA?
So the USVBA is composed of veteran businesses and non-veteran businesses, and large agencies as well, believe it or not. So it is not restricted to just veterans. Again, the networking, the nexus between all the different agencies allows that interface. So it's open to anyone who wants to do business with a veteran business and or a veteran business that is looking to outreach and increase their network and also engage new clients.
All right, and who are the typical USVBA members?
Sort of the small business scale, again, non-veteran and veteran businesses. We've got those components, but then we also see veterans right out of service that have that entrepreneurship idea and want to sort of learn how to take the first step to engage their enterprise and start it out. So we've got folks who are just on the ideation mode, folks who are in the actual operational small business operations mode to become members. And like I said earlier, at the same time, we also have large businesses that want to partner with veteran businesses that are part of our membership.
I love the diversity. And what kind of companies or agencies do business with the members of the USVBA? Could you name some?
Sure. We engage with multiple agencies, such as the San Diego Airport, the San Diego Port Authority here locally, but then on a state level, we also engage with Caltrans, PG&E, Southern California Edison. From a private company perspective, we've had folks from Clark, Sut, Turner, naming more in the construction side of the house that we've engaged with in the past. So it's a myriad of folks. We're very connected pool of large businesses and agencies that we allow that nexus to come together with the growing veteran businesses.
Excellent, great partnership opportunities, which I like to hear. And finally, what are the benefits of being part of the San Diego USVBA chapter?
Going back, like I said earlier, the network component is really what we strive to offer, meaning that, hey, look, so we're not here to be just an educational platform. We're not here to be just a business development platform, but we want to engage the network component of ensuring that our members are speaking to each other, learning about each other, and seeing how they can either do business together or learn from each other to increase their capability of executing their operations, whatever it is that they're offering. So that's the differentiator for us here locally in the San Diego chapter.
Thank you, Joe. So folks, definitely reach out to Joe if you're interested in joining the chapter or even the organization. You don't have to be in San Diego necessarily. McKenna, are there any questions for Joe regarding the USVBA at this time?
Yes, one question. Joe, does it cost money to be a member of USVBA?
Yes and no. So we have different tiers of memberships. So if at the point in time that you're considering membership, you go to our website and you see which tier is fitting to your current situation, then by all means, you can decide which level you would like to engage in. Obviously, there's from someone who's just thinking of starting on their business. So I would say that from a return on investment, it makes sense to go in at the non-cost tier, obviously. And then folks who are actually in operation, engaged, and have a passion for the veteran community, there's different cost levels where you can become a member as.
Wonderful. McKenna, are there any other questions, or was that the only one for USVBA?
What are the annual fees?
So I don't have them in front of me right now, but again, it would depend on what level you would like to come in at. If you come in at the free annual fee 100 to 500, dependent on what you choose or what size of it really. So it's also dictated on the size of business that you are as well.
Okay, great. We'll now move on to Joe sharing us information regarding his experience at Blue Nose Construction. Joe, what type of veteran business certifications do you currently have with Blue Nose Construction?
Sure. Yeah, so we're a disabled veteran business enterprise through the state of California, DGS. We're also a certified serviceable veteran-owned small business through the VA. We're also an 8A small business through the SBA. So those three certifications, I think, are definitely allowing us to cater to key clientele that have specific goals for those certifications at this point in time.
Okay, and what kind of opportunities have you received due to your VOSB, SDVOSB, the DVBE certifications?
Sure. So from the veteran certification front, specifically with the VA, it's been extremely a sustainable type of client for us at this stage, just because their aggressive nature of ensuring that veterans are looked at first before they move on to any outside non-certified business types. So that has allowed us to start from sort of crawl 0.0 operational revenue generator. And I would say it's a cycle of about a year until you really start seeing something that is of larger scale. So typically, at least for some general projects, it could be about 25K, then slowly but surely you can start, once you show your capabilities, you can scale up to something that's, higher revenue. But really it's about showing your capabilities to that agency that you're catering to, whether it be the VA or whomever. Once you show that you're capable, that agency will entrust you to take on larger responsibilities. And then once you build that portfolio, you can go to the next agency, perhaps with a different type of certification. For instance, the 8A then allows us to expand to non-VA clients, such as GSA or a DoD installation. So it's that scaling factor which allows a business to grow. So I would say that the foundation for us was the veteran certification, but again, building that capability and the portfolio through that, then you've got to scale up and diversify your portfolio of clients.
Wow, I love hearing all the great work that you've done through those certifications. And with all that hard work, there may have been some bumps in the way. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced as a veteran-owned business?
Sure. So as far as challenges, it's always been that we're in that multi hat role perspective, right? Because you're small, you've got this opportunity to serve a client with the certifications. They give you the opportunity, so you start executing, you start operating. So I would say the biggest challenge has been that balance act of, okay, well, how do I balance my time where I'm operating my business, we're executing the projects or the services, and then how do I look ahead and manage the business development portion of it too? You know, because if in a perfect world, you want to have both roles going on at the same time in parallel. Well, you know, due to resources, lack of labor force or time, obviously you can't do that all the time. So it's that split, right, where that's been a major challenge. But with no sleep, you can accomplish anything, right?
Mm-hmm. A lot of juggling and balancing act. That's very important and key, that no matter what, you just got to put in that work and time and figure out what is a priority and put in as many hours, even if that means a little bit lack of sleep, some bags, a little sacrifice, but you'll pick yourself back up.
Right.
And what do you look for when pursuing work and engaging with a business partner?
So when it comes to engaging with, at least on the construction arm, right? So we rely quite a bit on trade subcontractors, because we take the role of a prime on the construction component. So we look for folks that at least have some experience with the federal government when it comes to serving a federal agency, or if it's a public agency that we're working for, we look for those trade partners that have had that experience with that specific public agency. So that's step one. Step two would be, what kind of portfolio they bring to the table. Does it match the type of project that we're trying to deliver, whether it be if it's a design build, and that designer, architect, engineer that we bring under our team, and that whether it be mechanical, electrical, plumbing, trade that we bring under the team, or do they have prior experience in the complexity of the project that we're trying to deliver?
All right. And with looking for those partners, do you look at databases and you call and reach out and engage with businesses through seeking them on those platforms, or do you go out to events? How are they going to find out that contact from you?
Yeah, all of the above. We're aggressively trying to research either websites or databases, both paid and unpaid, of potential trade partners who we can bring to the table. At the same time, we attend networking events such as these, or Meet the Primes, where a lot of these subcontractor team members come attend, and we try to engage that way as well. So anything and everything, word of mouth. We speak to other primes, we speak to other trade members who may have known someone or another business that can fit what we're looking for. So all of the above, really.
Okay, thank you. And McKenna, are there any questions for Joe?
There are no questions at this time.
Okay. We have a little shout out from Vera Howell. She says, Joe, thank you for attending and giving back to the mentor protege.
Thanks, Vera. Thanks so much.
I have one question for Joe. Do you have a FedMill contract in addition to your GSA contract?
Unfortunately, no, we do not have a FedMall contract. I have to look that up and see what it is.
That's all the questions at this time, Christine.
Okay, thank you, Joe, for sharing all the insights from the perspective of USVBA and Blue Nose Construction.
Thank you.
Thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Next up, I'd like to introduce Jackson Dalton to the spotlight from Black Box Safety.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jackson, what kind of attributes or qualities make veterans a good fit for entrepreneurship?
I think overall veterans make great entrepreneurs. A lot of the qualities in military service are transferable to entrepreneurship and starting and running a business. Qualities like grit and bearing lend themselves well to entrepreneurship. Grit is the ability to adapt, improvise, and overcome in challenging circumstances and situations. And bearing is the ability to act in a professional manner, maintaining courage and confidence at all times, but specifically in stressful situations. So I think vets make awesome entrepreneurs. It's been my experience.
I love that, grit and bearing.
Yeah.
And what else should veterans consider when starting a business?
I think you should consider a few things. That's a great question. One is fit. Anyone can be an entrepreneur. Some people have more natural attributes than others. You got to be good at multitasking. You need to have confidence. You need to be a good steward of cash flow. So you need to have some basic financial acumen. But fit is important. So is there a skill set that you picked up in the military or outside of service that lends itself well? Is there a demand for your skills in the marketplace? So for example, after I got hurt in the Marine Corps, after I got out of the Marine Corps, I got into health and safety. Since I got hurt at work, I wanted to make sure that other people didn't get hurt at work. So I started a business based on health and safety in the workplace. But do you have a skill or a passion that is marketable, that's valuable in the marketplace? The other thing is, can you afford it? I mean, do you have, a lot of bills that need to be met, a lot of financial obligations that need to be met on a monthly basis? Or can you afford to live lean for a period of time? Do you have an adequate cash reserve to finance your venture and pay your monthly bills while your business is just ramping up? So I think those are things that need to be considered. But if you can say yes to all of those, then if not now, when will you do it? So maybe now's the time.
That's good to know, having
Yeah.
that list and working in those areas that you need to get to be a competent business and be qualified to operate in that capacity. So good information. What would a business do different for entrepreneurs, for instance, knowing what they know now?
Okay, so I think this question is, what would I do differently knowing what I know now? It's so
differently.
What would I do differently knowing what I know now? I've been in business for 5 years now. I started Black Box Safety out of my 1-bedroom apartment 5 years ago with an initial investment of $25,000. I saved up $25,000, and that's what I used to finance, the beginning of the business. And so at the beginning, all that to say is that, I was very frugal. I operated very lean, and I saved every penny I could. And knowing what I know now, what I would have done is I would have taken more of a risk by hiring a full-time employee as soon as possible, because it's really hard to scale. It's really hard to grow a business without a team. And for the first 3 years in business, I did everything on my own. I did all the sales and marketing, all the bookkeeping, the accounts payable, the accounts receivable. I processed every order. I picked, packed, and shipped every order. And by doing all those things, it slowed down my ability to grow the business. So that's my biggest regret, is not hiring faster, so that to free up my bandwidth to focus more on growth and sales and marketing. 2 years ago, I started hiring full-time employees. I started with 1 and then 2. Now we have 6 full-time employees. And so having a team is what has allowed me to grow quicker.
Wow, that is impressive. All on your own, and you're able to save up. That's very inspirational. How has your business leveraged your certifications as a veteran-owned small business, and perhaps how have you utilized those to grow the business?
Yeah, so we distribute product, and there's a lot of product distributors out there, Amazon, Grainger, etc. So one of the reasons why I started a product distribution company is because while there's a lot of other providers out there, we're uniquely positioned as a disabled veteran-owned small business. So that's a key differentiator. That being said, if you are going to pursue a supplier diversity certification, it needs to be targeted. I would discourage someone from trying to apply for every single certification that they think they might be a match for. Target your certifications. We wanted to do business with the Department of Veterans Affairs. So getting that VA CVE, Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business certification, was very important for us because that opened doors in the VA healthcare system. We want to do business with the airport, San Diego Airport. So getting that local business enterprise certification was very important to us. But if your target market does not value a certain certification, then there's not much benefit in pursuing a certification. So start with the end in mind. Think about who are you targeting, and then ask them what certifications they value.
I like that. It's basically having a map drawn out, because if you spread yourself too thin, it's going to take a lot longer for you to get to that end goal. So good
Right.
key points.
Thank you.
McKenna, are there any questions for Jackson?
Jackson, where would you recommend getting the funds to hire and grow your business?
I mean, I would recommend saving money. I'm a big believer in self-funding your business. And so if you don't have any money right now, I recommend, working full-time and doing your best to save money and letting yourself and the business fund the payroll. I'm not a finance expert, so I'm maybe not the guy to ask that question, but I would be nervous personally borrowing money to finance payroll myself. And just to put it in perspective, I mean, we were self-financed for almost the first 5 years in business. We were just approved for a line of credit with our bank for things like operating expenses, specifically payroll. But it took us 5 years before a bank was willing to loan us money for payroll. So in the beginning, I say bootstrap it.
I love that, being bold. McKenna, are there any other questions or just the one?
No other questions.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving next to the Veteran in Business Network, Jackson is an advocate and a member of VIBN. And just so everyone knows, what is the VIBN and how do they join? Is there any type of cost associated with the membership?
The VIB network, to use Joe's from Blue Nose Construction's word, is, like he said, a nexus. VIB network connects large organizations that value supplier diversity with small businesses that are veteran-owned or disabled veteran-owned. It's a matchmaker of sorts. That's one function, is matchmaking. The other function is providing resources to small veteran-owned businesses that need those resources. Things like an incubator, a veteran-to-veteran cohort, which mentors and helps veteran-owned businesses grow. Resources to advocates. I'm an advocate of the VIB, and so is Marlin, whom I think you heard from Marlin earlier. Yeah. So we're both advocates. So we act as like, on the ground mentors. Marlin and I are both in San Diego, so we can provide guidance to early stage veteran-owned businesses. But the biggest thing that the VIB does is provide an annual conference, and that's where you get to meet with these large organizations that value supplier diversity on a face-to-face basis. In fact, we just had our most recent VIB conference last week in Sacramento, and I've attended every year, and they're phenomenal events. To answer the last part of your question, is there a charge? There is not a charge to become a member of the VIB network. You visit vibnetwork.org. There is a link that says, why should I join? Click on that, and it's just really easy. You're going to enter your name, your company, the certification number you have, just your website, some really basic information, and you'll be enrolled in the directory. And that makes you visible to all these large organizations. And then you can also identify other veteran-owned businesses within the VIB network that you may want to partner with.
Wow, that's great. Is that the one sole event that the network has every year, and particularly around the same time frame, so we can watch out for that for next year? Yeah, so the date for 2022 has not been announced yet. But stay tuned for that. If you enroll in the VIB network directory, you're going to get those emails. So you'll get advance warning that the conference is coming up. But there is a charge for the conference. It's very nominal, and it's so worth it. I mean, 6 of our long-term recurring customers we've acquired through the VIB network. And I'm not talking about small customers. I mean, if you want to do government contracting, the VA, CalVet, a lot of government agencies sponsor the VIB network and are present at these events. If you want to get into construction, SUNT is a sponsor of VIB network, and they were at the conference last week. In fact, we just got our first order with SUNT for confined space training. If you want to work with utilities, there's Cox Cable, San Diego Gas and Electric, Southern California Edison. So by attending these events, you're going to get face to face with a lot of these large organizations. There's also a veteran to veteran cohort, which is a 6-month mentorship program that you can apply for. I don't think there's a charge for that. There's other networking events that happen throughout the year. But step 1 is just registering in the directory so you can get started. Great. Thank you, Jackson. McKenna, are there any questions for Jackson regarding VIB network?
No, there aren't any questions at this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jackson. Great information on both your company and the VIBN. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Up next to the spotlight, I'd like to introduce Sam Pesanisi from Neil Electric. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sam, can you tell us a little bit about Neil Electric?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the San Diego International Airport for allowing us to present today. So thank you very much, the team.
Of course. Thank you so much for your time and sharing the information that you will be giving to everyone.
Very good. Well, Neil Electric is a union contractor, and we've been a staple in the San Diego community for over 37 years, performing electrical contracting in the commercial and industrial areas. We are a local business enterprise and a minority business enterprise. We're an MBE company. Most of our work initially started in the military, biotech, higher education. Then about 22 years ago, we started performing work at the San Diego Airport, and we've never left. We've been there for a while now. We offer a 7-day-a-week on-call service department and specialize in design build projects. As our San Diego community has changed, we've changed with the industry to accommodate our clients. And our primary motto, especially when we're on the job site, is power of safety. You know, the security and safety for our team members and our clients is number 1.
Wow, I love that. 22 years, that's a long time.
Yes.
And what type of projects have you completed for the San Diego International Airport? I'm curious.
Well, we just completed actually a project with Sun just recently. It's the airport support building. And it's 100,000 square foot plus airline support building. And we also have done various on-call projects for the airport. We have an on-call contract with the airport. And so we do a lot of different service jobs for the airport at this time. And then we also do a lot of vendor work within the kiosks, actually pre-COVID. And we've done a lot of work with the vendors and the retail outlets in the airport themselves.
Wow, excellent. And just for the veteran businesses that want to know about what type of opportunities that you may have, especially for this DVBEs or small business veterans, what kind of opportunities might there be in the pipeline?
Well, we've got a couple of jobs. Thanks for asking. We've got a couple of jobs that we're looking at right now and projects, and we're looking for material suppliers, general electrical suppliers that can supply electrical materials. We're looking for lighting and switchgear suppliers, underground backhoe digging, medium voltage installation, low voltage subcontractors, even rental companies that could provide rental equipment.
Wow, lots of opportunities. That's great to hear. Can you share with us a successful project that may be more recent where you were able to utilize a DVBE contractor?
Well, actually, it was a supplier. We just finished the project with Sunt on the ASB project. And we hired a DVBE supplier that supplied all the lighting on the job. And not only that, not only on the main job, but we kept the same company throughout all the TI work that we picked up on all the TIs with each of the airlines. And we used that same company to provide all the lighting throughout the job.
Wow. And would a company be able to find out about these opportunities with Neil through either reaching out to you or your website? What's the best method of communication and connection with your team?
Well, first of all, you can see our addresses, and you can call me direct. The best person to contact is probably Joe Cole, our director of estimating, and contact him direct. But a lot of the opportunities are here online. We've past year and a half, we've been doing the Zoom meetings. I know in the past we used to go to a convention center or room and meet with everybody one-on-one. But the past year or two, it's been a lot of the Zoom meetings. So, you know, we've attended several matchmaking events sponsored by the San Diego International Airport. In fact, we had a couple of Joe Cole and Brenda attended a matchmaking event this past week, and this event right here.
Excellent. Thank you for your involvement with the opportunities with the agency. And can you share with everyone what are some of the events or activities Neil participates to partner and connect with DVBEs and veteran small businesses?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What are some events or activities that you participate in to be able to partner with disadvantaged businesses and small businesses?
Like I said, the matchmaking events that we've done in the past, and also this Zoom meeting that we're doing here now.
Okay, great. And do you have any piece of advice that you'd give to a brand new business or entrepreneur out there?
Oh gosh, keep trying. Just, you know, knock on the door and call us direct. And if you want to meet with us, call us direct. We'll set up a time to meet with you, and we can actually help you out and walk you through the steps. We have an open door policy at our office here, so we can help you, go through the steps and see if you qualify and help you through the process. The San Diego International Airport has been really, really good about helping the process. They've helped us get the LBE. We presented our MBE. So your office has been awesome to help and work with.
Thank you, Sam. Yes, we're all very willing to help everyone out. We are advocates for veteran businesses, service disabled veteran businesses, and we want to be able to see you succeed. So don't be shy and reach out to us. We can meet with you virtually. In person, we're going to be back in the offices partially, but any type of questions, we're here to guide you along the way. And McKenna, are there any questions for Sam?
Oh, we just got one. Okay, so we just got one in. Let's see, where the application certification process. I'll put that in the URL. So there's no questions at this time.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Of course. Thank you again, Sam, for being a part of our panel today.
Thank you.
We're now going to be switching gears. Sheree Bellotti from the San Diego International Airport's Airport Design and Construction Department will now be presenting on upcoming construction opportunities, specifically the Capital Improvement Program. You'll hear the acronym CIP. That's Capital Improvement Program. She'll share with you a wealth of information as the program manager of the CIP program. And I will start your video, Sheree, if you're able to. Welcome, Sheree.
Hey, good morning, Christine. I'm trying to get my video on.
Oh, your video's on now. You're good to
Oh,
go.
it is. Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. And I'm happy to be here. First of all, thanks for your service. And as just everyone brought up, including I was listening to Sam from Neil Electric. There is a lot of opportunities at the airport, including what Sam brought up is tenant improvement projects. We have our airlines, concessionaires, and we have on-call contracts. But what I'm going to show you here is a list of our projects included in our capital improvement program. So these are projects that the airport bids out or they're design build. So you have subcontracting opportunities with our design build companies. Overall, I'm going to talk about the overall capital program status. We have a total of like $4.025 billion of projects. And there are about 77 of them. That includes our $3.5 billion new Terminal 1 program and about $500 million of what we call capital improvement programs, which are design bid build projects that we the airport directly bids out. If we can go to the next one, please. So this is a map that shows the projects that I just mentioned. They are design bid build projects. They're other than the new Terminal 1 program. The boxes, the colorful boxes show the locations of those projects, and the colors designate the phase they are in. Pretty much in planning, schematic design, design bid, construction is in pink, and yellow is in closeout. They total about 46 projects for about $500 million budget. Next, please. And first, I'm going to go over the ADP, or New Terminal 1. So ADP is what we used to call it. The new name is New Terminal 1 project. I'm pretty sure you have heard of it. This is the $3.5 billion program I was talking about. It includes different packages. The first package, which is a design build project, and it has been awarded to Turner Flatiron, includes the terminal shown in blue, the parking plaza in front of it shown in orange, and the roadway system shown in green. So you have definitely subcontracting opportunities on this project. And I'm going to provide also the contact with Turner Flatiron in the next slides. The next package is Airside Improvements. You see there's all airside apron, and it shows also the location of the underground stormwater tank. In the third in yellow shows our, I'm sorry, just to mention that this past one, the Airside Improvements, is a design bid build project, and the contract has been awarded to Griffith Construction. The third package is a design build for administration building. As you know, our existing administration building is exactly at the footprint of the new Terminal 1. So we're building a new administration building all the way at the end of the property next to McCain Road before we demo the current one. These are the three packages. The purple shows the future location of the transit station, but it's not a project. Next, please. So the first one, the first map is showing a plan of the admin building. And next one is a 3D view of it. It shows, next please. It shows how it's going to look like from the McCain Road. That was the project that is a design build, and Sunt has been awarded with a contract on this. So you have subcontracting opportunities with Sunt on this project. Next, please. Now I'm gonna, sorry, I have to go very quick to cover everything. So this is new admin building. The contract maximum price is 91 million, and there is about 65 to 70 million dollars of subcontracting opportunities. Next, please. This is another element of the new Terminal 1 or ADP that we just talked about, is the airside. And next, please. And this is the one that Griffith is the contractor. Construction budget for this is approximately 251 million. Next, please. So moving on to the package that I mentioned is a design build, and the design builder is Turner Flatiron. A lot of subcontracting opportunities with this, and as I mentioned, it includes the two phases of Terminal 1, all shown in blue. The first phase is the west side or the right side of the map. I'm sorry, the east side, which is the right side of the map. And we start from the east building, we stop at where it shows there's a line, that's phase 1. And the phase 2 is the left side of the building. It includes the terminal, the parking plaza in front of it in orange, and the roadway system in green. Next, please. So subcontracting opportunities, about $1.5 billion. And as we said, the maximum contract price is $2.6 billion. Next, please. This is contact information for new admin building project with Sunt, new T1 and roadways with Turner Flatiron. And I believe we have to add also Griffith Construction to this list, but I'm sure you can contact Christine and receive that. With that, if we can move to next, see, I have still a few more minutes. I'm going to talk about our design bid build projects, the colorful map that I was showing. So currently we have about 50 active projects, and they're all in different phases. The projects that are in bidding phase are shown on this list. Terminal 2 East electrical modernization. We actually opened bids yesterday on this one. Next is Arf Building Hvc Improvements. We opened bids a few days ago. And the next ones that are gonna go to advertisement are Shuttle Lot Relocation, the third line here. This is gonna go to advertisement soon. And also Runway Electrical Vault Upgrade, which is the next on the spreadsheet. These two projects are going to be advertised very soon, between end of November and beginning of December. And after that, we have Terminal 2 West sidewalk and crosswalk improvements in January, and Terminal 2 East roof replacement in February. Now I'm going to show you slides on these projects very quickly. Next, please. Christine, if we can move very quick through these. So this is the Terminal 2 East electrical modernization, which is going to replace the main switchboard at our Terminal 2 East and the downstream electrical equipment. Next. Arf Building HVAC Improvements, HVAC package unit replacement. Next, please. This project is going to go to advertisement soon. This is the one I just talked about, Shuttle Lot Relocation. The lower portion of the map in gray, you're saying, is a lot that we have, sorry, that we have leased from the port. Is on Hvac Highway and Palm, and we're going to remodel that lot completely, resurface it, restripe it, and change the entrance and exit to accommodate our RCC shuttles. Next, please. There's another one that is going to go to bid soon, Runway Electrical Vault Upgrades. And this is going to replace the existing light fixtures and new fire suppression system and so on. Next, please. Another project that is going to go to bid in January. This is going to replace a portion of the sidewalk in front of Terminal 2 and the crosswalk that is shown on the photo. Next, please. T2 East roof replacement. The scope comes with the name. We're going to replace our Terminal 2 East roof with liquid applied seamless roofing. Next, please. Okay, question. I'm going to stop here because I'm out of time. Any questions?
Actually, Sheree, there are a couple of slides after this. This is just like a middle question slide.
Yeah, so I was going to stop here because of the limited time. Next slides, if you like to go over them, gives you an overview of other projects that are in design.
Yes,
here.
we have
Okay.
10 more minutes. So
Okay, then let me quickly go over these as well. This is going to give you an overview of what the program is and what is coming in future. Of course, up to February, I covered it in the other slides, and these projects are still in different phases, and they're going to go to bid after that, right? Like this one, Northside Apron Improvements is still in planning, and this is going to we're still putting the scope on this project. We had a Northside Cargo project that is has changed the scope, and we are we're working with our planning department to adjust the scope on this one. Next, please. Northside Utility Infrastructure is also very related to our Northside Cargo building. So these go hand to hand, and we are in planning phase. Next, please. Off-airport intersection and roadway segment improvements. So all the colorful areas you see on the map are the improvements that the airport is taking over, and they are, as it comes with the name, road segments and intersection improvements that we are doing. They're off-site. Of course, they're not on airport property site, but we are doing these improvements that are associated with the EIR mitigations related to our new Terminal 1. Next, please. Hayoko Digital sign replacement. We're just starting design on this. Our elevated departure road signs are outdated, and there are 18 of them are going to be replaced by this project. Next, please. Passenger boarding bridges refurbishment project at Terminal 2 East and West. This is also in design. Next, please. Construction project. So these ones already, the projects in this phase already have contracts on board, but definitely there are subcontracting opportunities. But just to give an overview of what kind of construction is going on the airport property and vicinity, we're going to go over these. Widen Sassafras Street. This is starting construction soon, and actually the okay, just a sec. I'm sorry. Okay, double tasking. Next, please. This was offsite as it comes with the name at Sassafras. Terminal 2 East roof hydronic pipe installation. So this one is in construction. So we're going to replace the pipe installations before we do the re-roofing of this terminal, which is going to be another project I talked about that's going to be advertised soon. Next, please. This project is also in construction. We're remodeling portions of our Terminal 2 East lower level where we had our FIS. As you know, we moved FIS to the new building all the way close to McCain. And this area, which is vacant now, is being remodeled to make place for our ACO and HPD departments. Next, please. East solid liquid waste facilities. This is also in construction phase. It's going to break ground pretty soon, and this is located close to ASB building. On this map, you see ASB under construction. The big white square is the ASB building that Neil Electric just brought up. They worked on this. And so to the east of it, there's going to be a building for our solid and liquid waste and associated facilities with it. Next, please. A West refueler loading facility. This one is way into construction. So the current refueler loading facility is at the footprint of the future Terminal 1. So we're building this refueler facility all the way at the west end of the property next to McCain before we can demo the existing facility. And this is just going to complete construction in May of 22. Next, please. And right next to that West refueler, we have the West solid waste facility. Actually, these two were advertised together, and we have one contractor working on both projects. That the construction of this West solid waste also is gonna complete in May 2022. Next, please. These are photos of West refueler and West solid liquid waste. that I just mentioned, 2 projects that were designed separately and bid together. And one contractor is working on it. Next, please. Again, more photos. Installing reinforcement for containment pit, preparing steel cages. This is the kind of construction that is happening right outside my window. Next, please. Okay, I think I made the time, Christine.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was great. Do we have any questions, McKenna, for Sheree?
There are no questions at this time, Christine.
Okay. Wow, there's an abundance of upcoming construction opportunities, especially with the CIP program coming up. So if you want more information on that, know that these slides will be available. McKenna is going to drop the PDF link for this presentation in the chat box, but we will be sending that out to all the attendees as well. And remember, folks, to receive the email notices for all the project solicitations with the Sydney International Airport, remember to register on the vendor portal. It's stan.org/business. And we'll now proceed to the final slide. And if I can have all the panelists, support team members, speakers who are still here, if you can turn on your cameras and come to the spotlight, we'll conclude our panel program. The San Diego County Regional Airport Authority Small Business Development Team would love to we want to share appreciation to everyone and thank all attendees for being here at our Veterans Appreciation Panel. We'd like to sincerely thank all our panelists, speakers, support team members, Deanna, Brad, Joe, Jackson, Marlin, Sam, McKenna, Jose for making this panel possible, for Maria and I, and taking time out of your busy schedule to make this possible today. Attendees, once you log out, it'll be very helpful if you're able to fill out our very brief survey so that we can improve our events for the future. Take care, everyone, and we hope to see you in our future events. Thank you so much for spending your morning with us. Take care.